Mega Man X. Oh, hey, come on, game. Mega Man X. Mega Man as a series, a video game series, is probably my favorite video game series. One of my favorites, easily. But as far as the sub-series in Mega Man, Mega Man X is probably going to be my favorite. It's the first game that introduced the wall jumping and the dashing, which greatly improved the maneuverability of your character of X. And it's also one second. It's also the first game in the series, or the first sub-series in the Mega Man series that really started to introduce an actual, like, world building and a plot to the game, as you saw from the opening there. Like, you know, all of the classic Mega Man games, some of the later ones, some of the later ones have started to add a bit more story, obviously, you know, as they were after this game. But, you know, generally speaking, up until this point, Mega Man was Dr. Wily went and did this thing, you know, tried to take over the world with a bunch of robots, go and beat the crap out of them. This is what I really like the setting for Mega Man X with the Mavericks and the Maverick Hunters and Sigma. So this is definitely one of my favorite sub-series. But one of the first things you're going to want to do here before you play the game, though, is go into the options and make sure that you got dash set to one of the shoulder buttons, or a button that's comfortable to press while jumping. Otherwise, you're going to have a real bad time. So, we'll just jump right into it here. So, this is a series that I did a Let's Play on way back when, shortly after I did the Dungeon Master 2 Let's Play. But there was problems with it. It kind of got, I won't say that it was received poorly, but it was very much a mixed um, mixed response to the Let's Play, and that's largely my own fault, because while I am quite good at the game, the Let's Play, the commentary I had for the Let's Play was effectively pointless. Like, I've stressed before that I typically go about having kind of informative commentaries for my Let's Play. And, by the way, there's health down here if you need it. I tend to, I go for the informative commentary. Well, I didn't really provide any informative commentary for the initial Let's Play that I did on this game. So, effectively, and, as I've said before, I don't find myself particularly witty or entertaining as a, I'm not terribly funny. So the commentary just was kind of pointless, and it was just me kind of just showing off, which, fine, fair enough, but it's not like I'm a speedrunner. I'm good at the game, but I'm not, like, speedrunning it or anything, so... but yeah, so long story short, this playthrough is going to be me actually... I'm gonna be explaining my strategies here for the bosses and stuff. I'm going to fight all of the bosses initially, only using the Buster, just to kind of show how you can do it, and explain how I'm going, how I'm going to all of the patterns and strategies for doing it. Because, people have this opinion of the Mega Man games that they're really hard, which, to some extent, is fair. I would definitely say the classic games are pretty hard. The X series games, I would say, due to the extra maneuverability, are not quite as hard. And you got a lot more power-ups and stuff that you can get. A lot more secrets. So this fight is unwinnable, as anyone who's played this probably knows. There is theoretically a way where you can... Though you will eventually just dash into you, but... So... You pretty much... Yeah, you just... Until you get low on health, then he captures you. You worthless piece of scrap metal. Did you think you could defeat me? I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a war machine. Remember, you have not reached full power yet. If you use all the abilities you are designed with, you should become stronger. You may even become as powerful as I am. I'll scout ahead and collect as much information on Sigma's fortress as I can. So yeah, I'll meet up with you when you get there. See you later. X, I know you can do it. So yeah, the story in this one is Dr. Light, as you saw from the intro. Dr. Light was trying to create effectively a better version of Mega Man. One that had true, because I guess the original Mega Man didn't actually have, like, true AI, I guess. Which is a little strange because, how he's the one who chose to get turned into Mega Man, Rockman. If he didn't have true AI, how did he make that choice necessarily? But whatever. X is supposed to actually be like true intelligence or whatever. But the problem, of course, is making a truly intelligent thinking robot with highly powerful armor and weaponry. It's probably a dangerous thing, so he wanted to check X's morality systems. So he sealed him away for 30 years, while the computer that he sealed him in performed tests, but pretty much tested X's morality, and made sure he wouldn't go crazy or anything. The trick is, Dr. Light would not live that long. He would not live to see it. And in fact, what happens is, while he was supposed to get sealed away for 30 years, he ended up getting sealed away for like 100 years. Until Dr. Kane found him in the ruins, I believe the ruins of Dr. Light's lab. In like 100 years later. And no, X is not Mega Man. He's not an upgraded version of Mega Man. It's completely different character. But anyway, so in the future, Dr. Kane finds X. Here, always start with Chill Penguin stage first. The strategy is always start with Chill Penguin stage first. Doesn't matter how you're going to approach the rest of the game. Always do Chill Penguin first because he has the dash upgrade, and you pretty much want the dash upgrade for everything else in the game. So we're gonna start here. Anyway, so the story goes is Dr. Kane finds X, and then he starts building more robots based off of X's design. Because they're replicating X's design, they are called Reploids. And some of the Reploids start because they don't have the system checks that X went through, and probably because they're also not perfect replicas of X. They're made by Dr. Kane. They were not Dr. Light, and and it's always kind of implied in future games that no one quite understands X and Zero's systems. Zero is a special case that will get explained in later games. Pretty much what happens is nobody quite understands X's systems that well, and because they didn't go through the same checks that X did, the story goes is that some of them started going Maverick, or irregular in the Japanese version, and to deal with it, they created the Maverick Hunters, or the Irregular Hunters, again, in Japanese, to pretty much a unit of Reploids who hunt down and deal with the Maverick. So you've come. X, I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life. And I hoped the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one. But now it seems that you are destined to fight. Because I thought the world might need a new champion, I have hidden capsules like this one. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your powers beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into this capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X. So, funny story about this capsule is you were actually supposed to start with the dash. Design-wise, they actually kind of wanted you to start with the dash upgrade, but they felt that it would be too much of a difference between it would be too much of a difference between the classic series and X. It'd be too many things to be throwing on new players. So they decided to just make it the capsule upgrade for the legs instead. And that's why you'll notice this is the only capsule upgrade that you absolutely cannot avoid. Like, it blocks your path. I mean, I suppose you might be able to go up, you might be able to jump over it or jump through it without triggering it, but I don't think so. I think they pretty much were like, you have, and in fact, later in stages, you have to have this upgrade. I don't think that you can get through the stages later without it. But this is where things start speeding up for us. And we can start speed running through the rest of the stages. So the first boss, Chill Penguin, is, as you would expect, he's weak to the fire weapon, the flamethrower from Flame Mammoth. As I said, I'm not gonna for the refights later in the Sigma stages. I will show all of their weaknesses, but for now, I'm just going to show how you can beat all of them with the Buster. Chill Penguin only has really like 4 moves that he does. He will try to jump on you. He will try to slide along the ground. He will spit out chunks of ice. Yeah, try to jump. He'll also do that, but he'll try to slide along the ground, which you can't damage, and then he will create the little statues, which then he'll blow at you with the blizzard. He can also freeze you if he catches you in the breath. I'm getting a little too cocky here. Getting a little distracted there. Mostly you just kind of have to jump over the slide. Keep your distance from the ice breath, and hug the wall that he's going to blow towards, and just stick to the wall, and to avoid the ice cube penguin things he makes. Honestly, or you can just shoot them. You can break the ice cubes as well. So if you're going to go for the route of weaknesses, the next stage that you'd want to do is Spark Mandrill. I'm going to go through the route that requires the least amount of backtracking, so I don't miss any items. So I am not going to be doing Spark Mandrill, because I'm not doing weaknesses anyway. But Spark Mandrill is weak to ice. But I'm going to be doing Storm Eagle next, because it has the next piece of armor I want. And I can get all 3 of the upgrade items in here without having to backtrack, so. And Storm Eagle is super easy to beat. It's just a fun little fact, because I've seen some people say it, and it's wrong. You do not need the fire weapon to destroy these. I've seen people say that, and it's like, no, you don't. You do not need the fire weapon for that. You just shoot it. Just shoot it a lot. So, to get the first upgrade here, you're going to want to ride all the way to the top. Get as high as you can get on this lift, and dash jump to the left. And our first hard upgrade is just above here. If you get caught by those, you can shoot just to destroy them. You can stand on this to ride it up to the tower. And there's a one of those big rocket machine things in there. You can just go over the top of this. And there's the sub-tank. If you want, you can destroy him to destroy all the windows, which is kind of fun. Not necessary, but kind of fun. My advice also is anytime you are just moving, you should be charging a charge shot. It's always better to have the charge shot ready to fire. So down here, dash jump over here. And we can get the helmet upgrade. The helmet upgrade is not terribly useful, but it's necessary to get the other upgrades. This capsule contains an enhancement for your helmet, which will allow you to break some ceilings with a headbutt. So it just lets you break things with a headbutt. It's really not, like, it never comes into use other than just getting to other upgrades. You can get a free little extra life up here. Ooh, slow down. And here's the airship from the intro stage that Vile was flying in, or riding in. Go inside, blow it up, and that attracts the attention of Storm Eagle. He only really has technically 4 moves. He will flap his wings to try and blow you off the side. You can avoid that just with the dash. He will also dive at you from either left side or right side diagonally. Easy way you can get free hits on him. Just dash to one side, doesn't matter which. Just do a full dash. Alright, he's gonna shoot the tornado. He also will shoot like a tornado, which pushes you even farther. You really just kind of want to have the boots to deal with him. Then he'll also spit out like an egg. So there's that, which you can just dash through. Doesn't damage you. He'll spit out an egg that hatches some birds. Just shoot it with a charge shot. It may be faster to just shoot him and spam normal shots at this point. Yeah. I think the charge shot does it's either 2 or 3 damage. That's it. That's it for Storm Eagle. So one of the other things that I really love about this game is it changes the stages will change based off of stages you've already completed. So because I've completed Storm Eagle's stage, his airship actually crashes into Spark Mandrill's stage and messes with it and like wrecks the power. It makes the power unstable in there. Alright, so now that we have Storm Eagle done, we have all of his upgrades. I'm gonna move on to... So Storm Eagle beats Flame Mammoth. Flame Mammoth is weak to Stormy the Tornado. And let's see, where is the... Oh yeah, and the arm upgrade is here. So yeah, we can get all of the upgrades in Flame Mammoth, so that's what we're gonna do next. I recommend him second, or third. Using this path, you only have to backtrack one time. So you'll notice that because I defeated Chill Penguin, Flame Mammoth stage is actually frozen over, because this is normally lava on the bottom. But because we defeated Chill Penguin already, it's just all frozen. So up here, up in the ceiling there, is the arm upgrade, which is a bit of a tricky... If you're persistent, with your jumping, you can get it up there. It's a really tricky jump. I made it look easy, but you have to be like just the right point. This capsule contains a part which will increase the capabilities of your X-Buster. You can use it to fire all types of weapons. In other words, you can charge up your secondary weapons, which is one of the major benefits of getting it. And this is the other upgrade that is technically not missable, and I'll explain when I get to that point in the game. So now that we've frozen the lava by beating Chill Penguin, we can also go along the floor here and get the heart tank. And here is the sub-tank. Alright, so Flame Mammoth has, he only has a couple moves. He will try and jump on you. He will change the direction, and when he jumps and lands, if you're touching the ground when he lands, you'll get stunned. He will change the direction of the conveyor belt that you are fighting him on, either moving left or moving right. He will shoot little flames from his arm gun, and he will shoot little throw little globs of oil out of his trunk. Try to always stay on the side, away from where he's jumping, so the conveyor belt pulls him away. There's the oil. So if he shoots the flame and it hits that oil, it'll set it on fire, and it'll burn for a while. Oh, so yeah, I just got stunned there. Yeah, like that. You can jump over the flames. You can also slide under them if you need to. But otherwise, just keep charging shots. You can stick to the walls. Just don't hang on the walls if the conveyor belt is moving towards you. Stick to the ground so you can slide under them, because you're not going to jump over them. And you can, if you are if the conveyor belt is pushing him against the wall and he's jumping, he can jump high enough where he'll hit you. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm gonna do Launch Octopus next. At this point, you can kind of go in a couple different directions. I can get all of the items in Launch Octopus's stage. I can get all of the items in Armored Armadillo's stage. I can't get everything in Spark Mandrill's stage. I can get everything in Boomer Quanger. And I can't get everything in his stage, in Sting Chameleon stage, until I've beat Launch Octopus. So I may do Launch Octopus next, just so I can go get the armor. But first, we'll do our one and only revisit. We got to go back to Chill Penguin to go get his heart tank, because his heart tank required Flame Mammoth. Unfortunately, that's one of those ones where you can't really avoid the backtracking, because if you go to Chill Penguin stage first, you're going to miss the heart tank because you need Flame Mammoth's weapon. And if you go to Flame Mammoth stage first, the floor is not frozen, so you can't go and get the heart tank in his without probably dying. I don't remember if it does damage or if it instant kills, but either way, I think it's pretty much just gonna kill you, so I don't think there's really a way to not backtrack in this game. Especially since you wouldn't have to dash at that point, so you'd be spending a lot of time in that lava. So we want to get into here again and go over the top of this like I did before, but destroy this with the flamethrower weapon, and there's the heart tank. And because I've already beaten it, we can just escape. So we're going to do Launch Octopuses next. So this particular mini-boss is pretty easy. There's only a couple patterns that the little snake things that it shoots can take. The trick is trying to predict which pattern it's going to take. It's a little hard, but you can generally avoid their paths. You can also destroy the little light on top of them, on top of the head, to remove one of its attacks. It's the second fight here that gets a little tricky, because it will either try to blow you away or suck you forward. And you want to just be very careful in using your dashes. And you can just keep spamming your shots. So we got these little tornado things. So they got bombs dropping in this little spike pit here. You can go up top here, and that was bad timing. If you stand right on the edge here, you can pretty much kill this thing without getting hit. You just have to jump if it launches that farthest bomb, and you'll jump right over it. And then you can just ride it down. It'll destroy the floor here. This is where you can go get the heart tank for Launch Octopus stage. one of the easiest ways I find to deal with him is just get on his back. You can only hit him in the head or the tail. Just get right behind his head and just spam shots. And the pillars are the safe spots, the background pillars. So look for those when you're getting high up in the air and you are falling down. And the hard tank's just over there. Yeah, so when you're like high up in the air and you're falling down and you don't want to land on the spikes, just look for the pillars. Those are safe spots to stand or to fall. And then we're going to refight the serpent over here. Come out of the ground here. You just stand on his back here, jump over when he turns. Then when he starts going down, you can shoot the tail. So, Launch Octopus is weak against Rolling Shield that you get from Armored Armadillo. But, arguably, I find he's actually easier with the Mega Buster. So, this is obviously once you've beaten Chill Penguin. This is another one of those stages that you can go to and beat the boss relatively easy. He only has a couple different moves. He'll shoot dummy missiles, he'll shoot homing missiles, and he will try and jump above you and catch you in like a whirlpool thing. And he'll also like jump at you. There's the homing missiles. You can see when he's about to do the homing missiles because he'll wiggle his tentacles in a specific pattern. Want to just, generally just keep your distance. Yeah, there you when he does the homing missiles, just jump. But yeah, you can just spam shots and it'll just the normal missiles that get shot at you will just immediately get destroyed. You can get up a charge shot and try and hit him as he's landing. Oh. You don't want to get caught in the tornado because then he will suck life from you and heal himself. Yeah, when he shoots out the homing missiles, you can jump over the two that come out of the closer tentacle and then drop down to avoid the second two from the farther tentacle. It can be a little tricky if he fires two right in a row like that, but if you're quick, you can avoid both sets. And then when he's firing the dummy missiles, you can just spam your buster, and your buster shots will just destroy the missiles. Alright, so now that I've defeated Launch Octopus, he's actually, Sting Chameleon stage is actually flooded. And because it's been flooded, I can now, let's see, I'm trying to remember, there's, Sting Chameleon stages gets flooded if you beat Launch Octopus. Spark Mandrill stage's power becomes unstable if you defeat Storm Eagle. Flame Mammoth stage freezes over if you beat Chill Penguin. For some reason, I thought there was a fourth one. I don't think there is. I think it's just those three. But yeah, now that I've defeated Launch Octopus, sections of Sting Chameleon stage will be flooded. So we're gonna do his next, because this is where we can go get the body armor, and that'll have all the damage done. Not really necessary for me, but might be necessary for someone who's less experienced. So. So jump up above, dash jump across up above here, and you'll fight a little mini boss. And this is where the armor is. You just need to hit it in the head. Wow, you actually don't even need to necessarily hit it in the head. You can hit the body, but the problem is the arms, the little claws on his hands block your shots. So he does have another move besides just jumping back and forth with me. But he will shoot. He can also launch the claw, and you can stand on the. As you can see right there, you can stand. You can stand between him and. So you gotta be careful when he's in the middle of the room and he fires the claw, because you'll notice it hit the wall. He can either retract the claw, or he can pull himself to the wall. And so you gotta be prepared to get out of the way. Now you can see he's starting to smoke. Yeah, if you aim it right, the pink shot you can pretty much get him with all of the shots from the pink because of the kind of wave pattern it has. But yeah, if you don't want to deal with the claw, you can pretty much just keep your distance, because he only, from what I've seen, really shoots the claw if you're within range of it. I prefer to try and get a little closer to bait him into firing it, because then you can shoot and spam shots like that. This capsule contains a new type of body armor. It will reduce damage to your systems by 50%. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. And now we have all of the pieces of armor for X. And that also makes it so this area is no longer dropping blocks. If you notice, there was rocks were falling from the ceiling before because of the robot. But yeah, you want to go down this hole, and you'll notice that this area is flooded with water because Launch Octopus is destroyed. Just break these and dash jump to the right. Because of the water, it gives you less gravity. Then you can just dash jump back. And that's the heart tank. So you can kind of see where there's little rock guys stuck in the ceiling that you can kind of see where they are. So if you want to just avoid them, you can actually dash jump over them. Oop. I don't know what happened there. So, Sting Chameleon, I would say, is probably the most frustrating Maverick to deal with, because he has probably the hardest attack pattern to avoid taking damage with. He will... Well, I'll explain it when he does it here. So he goes invisible on the back wall here. And he will try and hit you with his tongue, which is actually quite long. This attack is the one that's very annoying, because you can kind of evade it. He does this one, which this is pretty easy to deal with. What you want to do is generally stick to the center of the room and watch for which move he's about to do. He can also try and move towards you like that. You want to just, if you see them moving there. So the best advice I can give for that move with the spikes in the ceiling is just kind of pay attention to where the spikes are dropping from, and try to dodge accordingly. For this move, you can just dash jump, and otherwise stick to the lower corner, opposing corner. Don't touch the ceiling, because they count as spikes. And I believe will instantly kill you. Yeah, you can just... If he does this move, it's really easy. Just dash jump to the wall, and dash jump up. Yeah, like that. That one is just reflexes. I can't give you any advice for that one, other than just watch the ceiling for where the spikes are falling, and dash accordingly. Like, watch for where the spikes are appearing, and just know where you are on the bottom of the screen without looking at it. Just watch the top of the screen, and dash as necessary to get yourself out of the way. And we get Chameleon Sting, which is actually Storm Eagle's weakness. So now we have all of the armor. We still cannot... We still need the boomerang to get the last piece in Spark Mandrill. So I'm gonna go and do... we're gonna go and do Armored Armadillo. So this beginning area is a really great place to grind, to fill up your sub-tanks later on, once you've beat the stage. And I'll show that off later. So there's a little grindy tank thing here, down at the bottom here. Just slide down the wall, and then climb back up really quickly, because the sub-tank is behind it. A little grinder tank thing. You can try and destroy it if you want. It's not necessary, unless you want to get some health power-ups that are right there. It destroys the platform that you need to reach it. If you don't care, you don't care. Then it's not important. Okay. So, you'll notice there's a big hole below me. And right below me on the right side of the screen is another of the grinder tanks, little drill tanks. It wants you to be on the left side of the screen, and you have to follow behind it. And most people will say, oh, you need to destroy it quickly before... Because like before, it'll destroy the platform you need to get up to the heart tank. That'll be in the ceiling here. You do not need the flamethrower, the storm tornado, or anything to kill this tank. In fact, you don't need to kill the tank whatsoever. You'll notice I dropped down here. You can just hug this wall, get in front of the tank, and just dash. Otherwise, if you do get on the other side of it, well, then you can destroy it. Then you can destroy it with a flamethrower or the tornado, but you don't need to do it. And then get ready to jump. And there's a health pickup up there. So that ledge up there, there's a secret up there, but we can't get to it yet. Because you need to get all of the other power-ups in the game before you can get that power-up. So we'll come back to that later. So, Armored Armadillo. Armored Armadillo is another one of those bosses, the other boss that's really arguably annoying. Another boss that's arguably annoying to deal with if you don't have his weakness. Which I don't. He's weak to Spark Mandrill's electric shot. He has armor on his body that when you shoot him, he can block your shots with the armor. If you hit him with the armor with a charge shot, he will do like a charge attack and shoot in a like 8-way shot, 8-directional shot, you know, the 4 cardinal directions and then the diagonals. Otherwise, he'll shoot like normal little shots out of his forehead, or he will do the his little diagonal. Oops, sorry, his little diagonal move. This you can just jump over, and in fact, this is actually, if you want, you're doing it with the Buster. This is what you want. You can generally hit him with a charge shot. You can charge up another shot and hit him just as he fires off his little charging shot. And if he's too close, you can spam normal shots to push him away. These can be dashed under. Yeah, assuming you hold the dash long enough. Oops. Shot that one a little too early. You can also jump over him. This is a very obvious pattern that he bounces. You'll sometimes take his bounces will be a little short. Like you'll only do the one. Yeah, if you can't get the timing right for your to get your charge shots out, then feel free to just jump on the wall and wait until he... Okay, I'm gonna stop talking here because I'm getting distracted. Oh, come on. That was some ridiculous knockback that should not have gone in that direction. Yeah, pretty much you can kind of go left side, right side, he's safe when he's doing the bounces. But, see. Right side is safe, left side is safe. And there you go. You can pretty much hit him with charge shots to exploit his armor pattern, and you can just keep getting him with a second charge shot just as he releases his charge, because he's not protected and he can't protect himself because he's in the middle of doing another attack animation. All right. Boomer Kwanger. Boomer Kwanger is weak against Launch Octopus's homing missiles. He likes to turn invisible and do a lot of like teleporting around the room. So the homing missiles actually are really useful. But you can actually get him pretty... You can kind of bait him. You can, with normal shots. You can kind of stun him. So these little floating things will only shoot at you if you were standing in the red beam, and you can dodge it. You just gotta be fast. I'm just not doing a good job of doing it. So the heart tank is up here, and there are two different ways that you can get this heart tank. You can either use the boomerang, which of course you don't have because you need to beat this stage. You gotta go beat Boomer Kwanger before you can get the boomerang. Which unfortunately requires you to backtrack. But you can get this without backtracking as long as you have Chill Penguin's weapon, which you should because it's the first stage you should always do. And if you have the charged shot, or the Buster upgrade, so you can charge it, you can create a little skateboard here. And just do a little dash jump to get up there. And you'll note that I really don't use the boss weapons, even going through the stages. That will change when I get to Sigma stage, because there are segments in there that are just way, way easier if you're using the boss weapons. But you can easily do all the stages. You can do all of the Maverick stages without them. But obviously, if you are relatively new to the game, go nuts. Especially the homing missile. I highly recommend the homing missile. But yeah, so speaking of homing missile, Boomer Kwanger. Boomer Kwanger really only has, well, 3 moves, I guess, technically. He throws the boomerang at you, which you can generally avoid by either, if you're high up on the wall and he throws it, just drop down, and you'll drop right under it. If he throws it to you while you're on the ground, jump up and hug the wall, and you might need to jump an additional time just to get a little bit more height, because it might curve upward. The only other move that he does is he teleports around the room, and if he teleports right behind you, or if he dashes into you, because he also dash across the room sometimes. If he dashes into you, he will catch you with his horns on his head and throw you into the ceiling, which does a pretty decent chunk of damage. Easiest way is just keep your distance from him, because he gets staggered from even your normal Buster shots. So you can actually, when he's teleporting around, you can just spam normal Buster shots, and he will get staggered constantly. And then you just need to worry about the boomerang. Tried to get me there. Ooh. He would have grabbed me and thrown me in the ceiling if I hadn't killed him right there. But yeah, as you can see, you can just pretty much, when he starts teleporting around, just start spamming buster shots, or even the charge shot if you've got it charged up, and just kind of keep jumping off the walls, because it'll stagger him, but then he has some invincibility frames, and he could probably continue to dash into you. So, but generally speaking, yeah, he's pretty easy to beat with just the buster. You can just keep spamming normal shots. Lastly is Spark Mandrill. And Spark Mandrill, as I said before, is weak to the ice. He gets frozen. Actually, he is laughably easy with the ice. Without the ice, he's kind of annoying, but he's not too bad. He likes to double up on some attacks that makes him really difficult to dodge, however. So you want to go down this way first. Once you have the boomerang, if you're coming in with the boomerang, because the sub-tank is over here. You can't get that without the boomerang. You need to shoot it through the wall here. Jump, and on your way down, shoot a boomerang, and it'll do a downward shot with the boomerang. If you press it while you're jumping, it'll shoot it upward. You want to shoot it when you're falling downward. So these things will fly across the screen at preset locations. The locations are preset to where the developers expected you to be when you spawn it. So, like right there, because I had to actually jump up here. They expected me to be there. They expected you to jump off of that ledge, like probably dash jump off that ledge. Yeah, as long as you know where those are, like once you've seen them, you can generally predict their pattern. Little mini boss here. The important thing to know is you can spam the dash. So normally he would charge up in the ceiling. He would charge up in the ceiling if he had power, and then he would just go across the screen, shooting little lightning bolts. He also shoots out these little water bubbles that'll get you stuck in the floor. Two things that you can do to deal with them is charge shot will destroy all of them. If you get stuck in one, you can spam the dash like that, and it'll get you unstuck really quickly. So if you don't have time to charge up the charge shot, I was kind of hoping you would do more of the attack pattern, but we're just finishing off and move on with it. So the heart tank is up here. Some people say you need to have the boomerang to get this, and you certainly can get it with the boomerang, but you do not need the boomerang to get it. You can actually get it with it. It's a fairly tricky dash jump, but you can absolutely get it without the boomerang. Like so. Otherwise, if you want to use the boomerang, you can do so, but you need to make sure that you shoot it when you kind of like that. You need to make sure to shoot it to the left. Shoot it to the left while you are going up in the air. So it's kind of a pain to try and pull off. Like, I honestly think it's easier to just do the dash jump. It's doable with the boomerang, but it's honestly, I think, way easier and less effort to do with the dash jump. As predicted, this one's going to be on the floor here. Oh, actually, it's not. This one's right here. That one's up top. And the lights are back on, so there's no more. Alright, so Spark Mandrill. Spark Mandrill will jump up to the ceiling and climb across it until you go underneath him, and then he'll try and drop down on you. So you can kind of bait him and spend a lot... he'll spend a lot of time crawling across the ceiling. So you can kind of get some easy shots in on him. He'll also punch the ground and send lightning balls that will stick to the walls and ceilings and kind of go around the room. Those are generally easy to avoid by just jumping over them. The problem is he will also sometimes try to dash across the room and punch you. And if he does, you need to be very, very quickly dash jump. I think he's tall enough that you can't jump over him. You need to dash jump into the wall and then dash jump over him to avoid that one. But he likes to do that right after the... Yeah, right there. If he see, like, I can spend a lot of time holding in there. Yeah, if he punches the wall while you're stuck to it, you will drop down on top of him and take damage. So you want to be very quick. I thought that was gonna kill him. There you go. Yeah, he does a little lightning bolts that he sends around the walls. He does the punch. He'll try and jump on you, and then he'll also crawl across the ceiling and try and drop down on you. That's pretty much all he does. And that's how you can avoid it. It's the trickiest part is when he fires the electric balls and then tries and punches you, because if you are jumping over them, sometimes you'll be in the air when he is coming to punch you. And sometimes you'll be jumping away from the wall and just coming back to the wall. Finally, we found Sigma's fortress. Let's go in and put an end to his war against the humans. Oh yeah, so I never finished explaining what the story is that's going on here. Pretty much what happens is they established the Maverick Hunters to deal with the Mavericks, the robots that decide to go rogue and start like hurting humans and whatever, destroying things. So they established the Maverick Hunters as kind of like a police force to deal with them. Well, what happens prior to Mega Man X1 is the leader of the Maverick Hunters, Sigma, goes Maverick and takes a bunch of the Maverick Hunters with him, and pretty much Zero and X are some of the only members left, at least in this, as far as we know in this game. There was a remake of Mega Man X that... There's a remake of Mega Man X which changed some aspects of the story a little bit, but I don't consider those canonical because they never continue that story. So I like bits and pieces of it, but I kind of like if any of it contradicts what's been established in the storyline, I go by what's in the base original games. But anyway. So, in the next episode, we will go and deal with Sigma. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.